What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chelsea Nicolle, sister girl, Brooke Alexis, over here doing another installment of Facts Only in the Place to Be. Season 2, episode 9. We're doing like a little philosophical episode, so we have a couple questions that we're going to go over and whatnot, and just kind of get into your brains. So first, Brooke and I are wearing blue. Hopefully some of y'all are out there. Some of y'all out there are wearing blue as well for autism awareness. So shout out to all the people who know someone who has autism themselves. There are different, types of autisms, different levels of autism. So autism awareness, one love to everybody with whether it's a mental illness, a disability, whatever the case may be, you are loved. Today, autism awareness, wear blue. So again, philosophical episode today. I'm going to talk about some real mind-boggling questions, and I want everyone's take on some of these questions. We're going to go through 3 questions. I'll start with the first one. All right, so is suffering necessary as a part of the human condition? What would people who never suffered be like? So I'm going to repeat the question for y'all who are just joining us. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Facts Only. We're talking philosophical questions or whatever. So is suffering a necessary part of the human condition? What would people who never suffered be like? What you think, Bert?
Dang, like
put you on the spot.
That was me.
Gotta start with you, girl.
I didn't even have time to think.
All right.
You said suffering, if it's part of the human race.
Here you go. You wasn't even listening to the question. Here she goes.
My bad.
Is suffering a necessary part of the human condition? That's the first part of the question. So it's a 2-part question. Is suffering a necessary part of the human condition?
I guess so. I mean,
you guess so? Yeah, you're not sure.
We all suffer through something at some point in life.
Do you think that's necessary? That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes things have to get bad before it gets better. So
things fall apart. Sometimes
it's necessary. But if you don't feel that way, feel free to comment and tell us why.
Tell us why. Suffering is not necessary. So again, it's a 2-part question for the first one. Mm-hmm. Is suffering a necessary part of the human condition? I feel like suffering is necessary. Like you have to fall. And I don't know if it's just so that you suffer or if it's for like the humbling experience. Because I feel like, all right, so that would bring us to the next part of the question. What would people who never suffered be like? They would not be humble, I don't think. They would not be humble at all.
They'd be bratty. They would think that they deserve everything.
Entitled.
Yes.
For sure.
And they'll feel like they could do no wrong since they've never suffered.
They've never suffered. Nothing bad has ever happened to them. They could do whatever they want and nothing will come of it. Good, bad, indifferent. You're not suffering, so you do whatever you want, right? I think suffering is necessary, though, again, for the humbling experience part of it all, first and foremost, because there are people out here who don't go through any hardships or... Dang, I'm over here moving on to the next question. There are people who don't ever go through things and don't know how to handle things when they go about. So even if you're not suffering, if you've never suffered before in your life, how can you give somebody any advice? Like you have friends and they come to you because they're suffering or they're going through something, but you've never suffered yourself. You've never been through anything. So you don't know how to relate to them. You're not really relatable if you've never suffered. So I feel it's necessary for everybody to suffer at some point, a little bit or a lot. Donnell, hello, you all. Yes, I believe so, because it is a process so we can be humbled and also so we can go to the next level in life. See, Donnell agrees. everybody has to suffer. So if you're just now joining us, we taking it a philosophical route today. We're just asking some mind-boggling, deep-seated mind questions or whatever. First one is a two-part question. Is suffering a necessary part of the human condition? And then what would people who never suffered be like? So like Donnell said, like I was saying earlier, it's a humbling experience. Suffering is a humbling experience, because if you've never suffered, nothing ever has happened to you that made you step outside of yourself, like you had no reason to be selfless, then you're, like Brooke said, you're going to be stuck up. You're going to feel entitled to things. You're going to think you deserve the world because you always get the world and nothing bad ever happens to you. Like, hey, Shima girl. Shima says, agreed. That would be like living without death. Right. Like nothing ever happens. Like you just going about your regular day all the time with no consequences, no nothing. Just nothing happens. You don't suffer. And that's boring. Does suffering add excitement? Is that what it is? Suffering adds excitement?
I don't think it's necessarily excitement.
Not necessarily. That's not exciting to suffer. It's never fun in that moment at all. For sure.
Suffering allows you to feel different kind of emotions. Because you could be angry when you're suffering. You can be sad when you're suffering. Mm-hmm. So,
So bringing it back to the first question is just a necessary part of the human condition. Like you're a human being, you have feelings, you have emotions, you have to feel those, and things have to happen in order for you to end up feeling those things. So if nothing ever happens to you and you get everything that you want and nothing bad ever happens, wouldn't you just be happy all the time? No? Bored? I don't know. Hey, Jerica girl. Jerica says, if you never suffer, you can't sympathize with people. And that's true. The people who never suffered would be unable to sympathize, empathize, understand what other people are going through. So if you've never been through something, if you've never suffered through something, if life has never been hard for you ever in life, it's going to be really hard for you to relate to the people around you, to the humans around you, to realize what's going on in the human conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not relatable. So I feel like it is necessary for humans to suffer. At least just a little bit. And when people hear the word suffer, they think it's like something awful. Like it always has to be like you finna die, or like somebody's trying to kill you or torture you or something like that. Suffering could be you ain't got enough money to pay your bills. Suffering could be you arguing with your significant other. Suffering could be like you're unhappy in your situation, whether that be at work or wherever. Like suffering is just any type of unpleasant situation, to be honest. Doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it could be. So you got anything else for that, or you want me to move to the second question? Y'all good? We gonna keep on trucking. All right, bet. So second one, it kind of connects to the first question, so y'all could piggyback and use stuff. Okay, wait. Before we move on, Donnell has something to say. Donnell says, without going through something, you can't tell someone else they can make it. And then if you never suffer, you're dang near perfect, and no one is perfect. That's a fact. That's a fact. If you've never been through something and gotten through that something, you can never now encourage the next person. You know what I'm saying? So it helps with the human condition. Again, it is necessary for the human condition so that we can help each other along other people, like along the way. So you're going through something and I see that you're going through something, and I was in that position years ago and I thought it was the end of the world too. I'm gonna tell you right now, brother, sister, cousin, mother, whatever, you'll get through it. I'm living testimony. You know what I'm saying? Like suffering is your testimony in a sense. Like that's part of your story. That's part of what you have to offer the world. That's something that is facts. Like that's truth. Like this actually happened to me and this is how I got through it. You know what I'm saying? So again, it seems like the general consensus on the post right now is that suffering is necessary for the human condition. Nobody has disagreed that we must suffer. So why is it that when we suffer, we don't get it? why we be, I mean, in that moment, everybody's tight because they're suffering, of course. Nobody ever is like, oh, well, you know.
No, everybody's always like, why me, God? What I did, you know? And then,
what I do, Jesus.
But then it get better. And they're like, see, you had a plan for me. That's always
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, girl. See, preach the good word. Preach the, yes, girl, yes. But that brings us like, so like, all right, you know, I gotta bring it to the Bible or whatever. So Job, like, bad stuff was happening to him. They like took all his cattle, burnt down his houses, his wife died, all his kids died, and all that other stuff. And like his life was trash. And like the devil was doing that to him on purpose because God was like, yo, no matter what you do to this man, he's always gonna praise me, he's always gonna love me and do what I say. He's like, nah, the only reason why he does that is because you too good to him. He don't suffer, nothing bad ever happens to him. Let me run a couple of these trials and tribulations past him, and he gonna curse your name. Watch. Right? So again, burnt down the house, took all the kids, everybody dead, no family. His friends come and talk about what did you do to God that God is punishing you? You deserve this. Whatever you did, that's what you get. Like, God is giving you what you deserve, whatever. And he's like, I've never done anything, but if God says that this is what's supposed to happen to me, like this what's gonna happen to me. Like, I can't be mad because he got a plan for it. Whatever, he took it in stride. So because he went through all of that stuff and he never cursed God, not once, he never blamed God or nothing like that, God gave him more than what he had before. Put him through some whole different type of stuff that most people can never get through. People would really curse God and be like, yo, I ain't never do nothing to God, and here come God in my life, blah blah blah, don't know how to act and messing it all up. So that being said, suffering is necessary. You got to go through something to get through something, and share with people around you to let them know that tough times don't last. Like, things might suck real quick. Hola, Jose. Yeah, I got Spanish speaking people on Facts Only to get like me. Anyways, so yeah, suffering is necessary. And on to question number 2. Does hardship make a person stronger? Wasn't we just talking about that? Does hardship make a person stronger? If so, under what conditions and at what point is it too much hardship? And if not, what makes a person stronger? Joe got a little rebuttal. It looked like he got a question in here to kind of devil's advocate it up. What up, Joe? Joe says, so would you say you have to have patience to get through suffering? Brother Joseph, you know you do. So that is a very good point, because a lot of us really don't have patience. That's the thing. Most of us don't have patience. So we live in a world of instant gratification. Everything is right now. Everything's at our fingertips. Like, our phones do everything for us. Our phones, we don't even have to take out money in our wallets and our debit cards, credit cards, nothing. We just put our phone on a little register thing. Beep, beep. Stuff is paid for. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is right now. If back in the day we was doing something, I feel like I spoke about this on another show, but like, we were talking about this thing at work, and they were just like, you know, back in the day, 4 to 8 weeks shipping was standard, and we were fine with waiting, and 4 to 8 weeks made sense, and we looked forward to seeing whatever we ordered in 4 to 8 weeks. Now we get upset if it comes in more than 2 business days. Fast. Jerka said instant food. No, for real, like, everything just bang right there. Facts only, Joe. Like, you know what it is. Facts only. Like, we get everything just quick, fast, in a hurry. Nothing is slowed down. Nothing takes patience. Like, nothing. You're not supposed to wait. Can't keep nobody waiting, because everybody on the go, everybody on the move. But the thing about it is, if you're not taking the time to slow down and think things through, like, you're not making the best decisions in your life. Like, all right, you know what? I don't have a car right now, so I'm gonna buy this car from this person right now because I need that right now. But now, like, something's wrong with it. Now you got to fix that. Now this over here is messing up. Now you got to fix that. Like, you're all discombobulated because you're moving too fast, trying to do stuff too fast, try to fix stuff too fast. And it's like, haste makes waste. All right, I'm gonna say that again for y'all. Louder for the people in the back. Haste makes waste. So if you being hasty, if you rushing through stuff, if you just trying to make moves because that's what you want to do, I want to do it right now, right now, right now, you gonna zig when you should have zagged, and then things are gonna fall apart, and then you have to do a lot of catch up and making up to do. Like, you have to fix all the other stuff undone. When it started with one little problem, now you're creating a whole bunch of other little problems around that one little problem. And it's just, so yes, Joe, you definitely need patience to get through suffering. Like, you're not going to suffer forever. Like, everybody has a period of time in their life. Like, everybody has a period of time in their life where it's just like, yo, you might have to lay low and take this blow. Like, nobody likes to take an L no more, and everybody act like they winning, and y'all really not. And it's okay. You don't have to fake the funk. It's okay to lose real quick. It's all right, because losing is a learning experience. Play the tape back. Show the reel. REEL, REAL, whichever one you took it as. Play it back. Just play the reel. Let them know what's going on. Like, figure your life out. Don't rush stuff. You gonna suffer. Stuff gonna go wrong. Stuff is gonna be bad, but doesn't have to last. Because a lot of people that like to wallow in that. Talk, yo. You're not even saying nothing. Like, she's just sitting there like. Anyway, all right.
I mean, like, you asked a question and then here you go on your spiel. I mean,
you know, I'm
just on the sideline. But yes, you do need patience for whatever you asked. Da-da-da.
I absolutely hate you. So Donnell says, I call it the microwave generation. Anything worth having takes patience and the strength and belief in God that in due season, everything will work out. Preach, Brother Donnell. Preach, yes. Because when they say in due time, D-U-E, in due time, meaning when it's due. When it's due unto you. Like, when you're supposed to get it. When you're supposed to have it. Not just now. Because you want it. Because it works out in your favor right now. No. Because certain things you're not supposed to get until you're ready for it. Yo, what up, Ryan? Squad. So, what's going on, y'all? So yeah. If y'all just now tuning in, y'all want to know what the question was or whatever. This is the second question that we're doing for the show. Does hardship make a person stronger? And if so, under what conditions? And at what point is it too much hardship? And if not, what makes a person stronger? I really feel like hardship does make a person stronger, though. So yeah. I don't know the if not part.
If you the one who wrote it. I mean,
but here, I'm just saying, because not everybody gonna agree. I be expecting people not to agree, but every time I pop up on Facts Only, y'all be agreeing like I'm mug. So
I mean, hardship does make you stronger.
It does,
because I mean, I'm telling you, you just gotta go through some hard stuff in life. Everybody does. Nobody is like, what's the word? I don't know. But
nobody's living a perfect life. Like,
yeah,
nobody. No matter how they try to dress it up and make it real for you or whatever that give me.
I know everybody who's watching or was watching has been through hardship, and you can't say you haven't, because you know you have.
You'd be a doggone
lie. Did it make you stronger?
I would hope whatever hardship that y'all went through has made y'all stronger or is making you stronger. And if you weren't able to get through it and you don't think that hardship makes you stronger, if it made you weaker, let me know. Maybe you need a friend or a prayer or something, because Child, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, there's just no way that you're not gonna avoid suffering and hardship, trials, tribulation, stuff like that. You're not gonna avoid it, no matter what, because we're all different people, and we all go through different things. We all have different personalities. A lot of the things that we go through are either self-inflicted or we're hurt by another person. Like, there's another party involved. There's some differences in opinions and stuff like that. Like, that's a thing. So how do you avoid hardship? How do you avoid misunderstanding? How do you avoid all of that stuff when we have so many different personalities and situations going on and stuff like that? There's no way that you're going to avoid stuff being hard at all. So, yeah, now. Get your life together. All right. So here we go with the third question. It's a little I thought it was controversial. Controversial? Sound about right. Controversial. So the third and final question. I know we kind of like zoomed through it, but don't worry. It's a good one. So, will religion ever become obsolete? For y'all who don't know what obsolete is, I'm gonna make sure that I got like the actual definition of obsolete, just so that I'm not over here trying to finesse the definition, because I will tell you what it in my words what obsolete means, but I just want like the Webster joint for obsolete. So
ask Siri.
Forget Siri. Nah, but will religion ever become obsolete? Is that something that folks are just never, ever going to want or need ever again in a life? All right, so we got some different meanings for obsolete, obviously. So obsolete, adjective, meaning it describes something. For y'all out there. No longer produced or used, out of date.
You know, after hearing that, you know, it could.
I feel like religion right now is out of date. Religion right now is obsolete, if you think about it. Religion real out of date. Because I'm gonna tell y'all why, of course. So I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. Well, we grew up Seventh-day Adventist, meaning we go to church on Saturday. Okay, Donnell responded, so I'm gonna go back some stick a pin right there, so I'll come back to it. Donnell said, hardship does make you stronger, because once you've came through the storm, you realize how strong you are. The Bible says weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. We just never know how long our nights will be. No religion will always be around, because it still brings order. No, you said no. Religion will always be around because it still brings order. Okay, fair. So the hardship part, for sure. Joy comes in the morning, troubles, they don't last always. For there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if y'all know the song? Okay, but I'm not gonna play it right now. But if y'all know the song, GP, are you with me? Oh yeah, we have a church meeting. All right. So again, the question was, will religion ever become obsolete? So Donnell says no. Religion will always be around because it still brings order. Again, we brought up the definition of obsolete, and it says no longer produced or used or out of date. So I think they'll still produce religion. They might still use religion. But as far as like the out of date part, I vibe with the out of date part. I vibe with the out of date part for sure. Religion wild out of date right now. No offense. So again, I was talking about going back to the pinwheel stick. So we grew up Seventh-day Adventist, and we was just talking to my grandmother the other day. She came in here like she always do, or whatever, talking her junk, and she was just saying, like, Seventh-day Adventist people, we go to church on Saturday, we recognize Friday from sunset to Saturday night sunset. We recognize that as the Sabbath. It's kind of Hebrew-like, Israelite-ish, you know. Just recognizing that as the Sabbath, that's our day of rest, worship, reverence, stuff like that. So that's just how we grew up. In the Seventh-day Adventist church. So if there's any Seventh-day Adventist folk on the live or who gonna watch later, ain't no hard feelings. Like, it's no beef or animosity or anything like that, but there are a lot of West Indians in the Seventh-day Adventist church. And that being said, uno is enough. West Indian people are very enough, meaning, yes, Jerica, kind of like the Jews. Like, we're very Jewish-like, but not Jewish. If that makes sense to y'all. But the West Indians that are in the Seventh-day Adventist church, they do a lot of watching. They do that in general, not even just in the church, but just in everyday life. West Indian people love to watch people. Them red eye. They always are pre-people business. And where them are van, and where them are wear, and where them are go, and who them there with, and all them things. For all my Yankees, that means, like, they're always just watching you. Like, they're watching what you have on. They're watching who you came to church with. They're watching if you got kids, if you married, if you dating, if whatever. Like, they're so, I don't know. It makes people uncomfortable because it seems like you're judging me and you don't know me.
I mean, it's not that it feels that way. That's exactly what they're doing.
No, but the thing about it is I said it like that because their first argument is that they're not judging nobody.
But they are.
But you are.
Like, big time.
No, they are. We don't have separate sinks for cooking. Preach, Chels. I'm sorry. It's true. Like, you right, Jerica. You right. It's true. Like, y'all be judging people, like, for no reason. Like, so I love the church that I was baptized into, but what kind of drew me away is every time I went to church, even if I was there every Sabbath or whatever, even if I was there every Sabbath, somebody in the church would always look at me like it was the first time I'd ever been there. Every time they asking if the visitors could please stand or whatever, they looking at me like I'm a visitor. Like, nah, like, I've been here. I got baptized here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I
used to hate the whole visitor stand.
I don't like that. If you hug up boys in church, the church, even if it's friendly hugs, no, for real. All right. So again, so not even just the visitor, like, you looking at me every day like I'm a visitor. Every time I've been there, even if it's every week, you looking at me like I'm a visitor. That makes me feel like you're not taking the time out to know me and welcome me as a member, as somebody who goes to this church. I'm a young person. Yeah, I'm not here with my grandma or somebody else. Like, I'm here coming to church on my own because I know the need to fellowship with my fellow believers. I know explaining what hardships I'm going through will help somebody else. With my testimony helps other people, all that. I understand that. I understand why I need to go to church. The reason why I don't go to church is because y'all don't make me feel like family. That's important to me. Family and that vibe and that environment, like, you get me, you understand where I'm coming from, stuff like that. That is important to me. And I talk like this all the time. I'm very animated. I like to yes, and I like to clap, and I like to laugh real loud, and I'm very boisterous or whatever. I like to be me. So if I have to come to your church and not be me, I can't do it. I'm not gonna sit. All right. First time I stopped coming to church, right? 13-ish years old. Just starting to get my own little brain or whatever. I got my little attitude, not really, but okay. So 13 years old. They asked me to sing because I have a very nice little singing voice or whatever. And they're like, all right, so you can sing on Sabbath, right? I come to the church with some nice little dress pants on and a nice shirt. You know, these people told me I can't sing on the stage because I got pants on. And the dude had the nerve to say, you coming to church with the pants on is like you coming to church with a bikini. How? How, sir? Where them answers at, Slay? How? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm coming to church and I still look decent. I look presentable. It's not like I came in there with the cleavage and the short skirt and the this and that. I came in there with some nice slacks that my mom picked out and ironed for me, by the way. A nice shirt, and I was ready to give them a little blessings and praise that day. And they told me I could not sing on the stage that day and present myself in front of the church because I had on pants. I'm a young lady who has on pants, and coming to church in pants is like coming to church in a bikini. Uno people is wicked and bad, and uno no make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. Like, what are you talking about? That turned me off. I didn't want to go to church after that. Like, I was through.
It's honestly like the Seventh-day Adventist Jamaican run churches, because
child, they extra.
It's like,
because West Indian children, kids of West Indian descent, we already know them. We know all them stand. Like, we get it. Like, y'all are annoying. Y'all are annoying. Y'all are annoying. But you can't tell West Indian people they annoying. You can't tell them that.
Because you're so disrespectful.
You're disrespectful. No, like, come on, whatever. Son. Come on, son. All right, I'm going to scroll up because a lot of y'all are commenting, so I'm going to say this. Tati says she know the feeling. Donnell says, you teaching and speaking. That's what I do. I'm good at it. Tati said, I had someone ask what I was doing there because my parents wasn't there. I was like, what? I'm grown. I don't need my parents to come to church. Shima says, right, Tati? That makes no sense. Like, why do I need to be accompanied by an older person to come to church? Now y'all making us feel like young people don't belong in the church. And when young people do come to the church, y'all expect us to act like old people. And we're not. Like, we are vibrant. We are the generation. Again, I keep saying this to myself. I need to start saying it out loud so that y'all can really hear me and understand this. Our generation is going to prepare this world for the next coming of the Most High. I know it sounds crazy or whatever the case may be, but y'all just gonna have to live with that and deal with it. Y'all either feeling it or you're not. But we understand things on a whole nother level. Like, we have a different level of knowledge. Things that made sense to them back then that don't make sense at all now, that's something that we understand and we can differentiate between. Like, we can make sense of the nonsense that was passed down in our history and this, that, and the third. Like, we have brains and we're just not using it. We got to wake up, because this stuff, that the things that happen in our churches day to day makes no sense. And then y'all mad at us for not wanting to come to church. I'm tired of this argument now, man. Like, come on. What? Most churches turn people away because of how they treat people. My little church, we are a family and help the young people, especially because y'all are the future. Exactly. If more churches were like that, people are getting turned away because they are having kids outside of wedlock. As if Jesus don't love them because they had a child out of wedlock. Like, come on. Church folks are hypocrites, but a lot of people are hypocrites. And that's the thing. Like, church is supposed to be the hospital. Like, you're supposed to come there for healing. You're supposed to come there for change, better medicine, fix all that hypocritical stuff that you're doing. But you coming in there, and because you're in the church, you think it's a safe haven for you to just do it, and nobody's supposed to say anything to you because you're in the church and you're safe. No, that's not how it works. You come to a sinner and to change. That's it. That's the point. That's the point of church. So hypocrites are going to be in the church. Get over it. Liars are going to be in the church. Get over it. Adulterers are going to be in the church. Whores going to be in the church. Drug dealers going to be in the church. All y'all need to go to the church. You coming to the church is you realizing that there's something wrong with you in your life. You're doing something wrong. That's what church is there for you to come there and relieve yourself of that sinful lifestyle. Not to keep building on it in the church. Like, come on. Y'all retarded. Let me stop. That's not nice. I'm not gonna call y'all retarded. I'm not gonna call y'all retarded. I'm not gonna call y'all retarded. That's not nice. But honestly, young people feel judged coming into people's church.
The reason why I don't go to church is because, like, I believe so many different things.
You're just trying to find the truth.
Like, it's not just the one thing. Like, everyone's talking about, oh, God's gonna come and pick the good from the bad and just send them up or down or whatever. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I did think that when you die, you come back as somebody else. Like, I believe in that reincarnation thing. Like, I don't feel like when you die, your life just ends. Like, what happens to your thoughts? Like,
ain't no more thoughts. Ain't that crazy though?
But I don't believe that.
We can't understand it or grasp it because we've never been dead.
Exactly.
That's the crazy part.
But
like,
I don't think it's just like, oh, you're just nothing now. It's like,
you nothing.
You're dead, and then
ashes
what?
to ashes, dust to dust. You go back to the ground where you came from.
But it's like, do you come back as a ghost?
No,
because there's no way that.
Nah, bro.
Boom, you're just dead and nothing. No, sorry.
We can't grasp the concept because we've been living for so long. That's the thing.
Something else gotta be there, because
something else is there.
There's gotta
just
be
not right away.
Or something.
There is a.
Like, I'm not talking about the heaven hell afterlife.
That's not what I'm talking about either, because it's not even like a heaven hell afterlife type of thing. It's like, all right, so what you think happened with Dad? Dad, by the way, is our grandfather. He passed away a couple years ago. Rest in peace, Winston Marshall. So what did you think happened to Dad?
He could have came back as somebody else.
Like
maybe
who?
Sometime down the line. There'll be like a old wise man that come up to us like,
wow.
You remind me of my grandfather.
Oh God! All right, so
it's possible.
So what our grandfather believed and made sure that we understood, or
you're talking about like the whole sleep thing.
So you're dead. Like, that's it. Like, you are dead.
Okay, so since he said you sleep until he come,
right?
Does that mean we dreaming?
No. Ain't no thought, like, ain't nothing happening. What you dreaming about? You're just gonna be dreaming for years? No.
I mean, dreaming, you having a whole nother life in your dream. I mean, you living again. You ain't never think of that, huh?
Wow.
Because when you in a good dream, it'd be like, yo, this junk real as hell. So if you in a long sleep, you just in another long light.
You think so?
I don't freaking know what to believe. People say so many different things. I don't know. Honestly.
All right, so here we go.
It's just
people was really. I didn't even scroll. I'm sorry, y'all. We was really over here babbling. So Tiara says that's true. God judges us, not us. That's facts. Like, only God could judge. And the thing about it is, in the Bible, it even says judge not lest you be judged. So basically, don't judge people unless that's how you want me to judge you. Because if you want me to dot all my I's and cross all my T's the way that you're doing the Sister Mary Jo over there, like, make sure that you're ready for that same type of judgment. Because people judge people all the time, every day. Like, that's a fact. We shouldn't, but we do. And it's just wrong, especially in the church when you're trying to teach people how not to be judgmental, how you're trying to teach people love. Like, you're supposed to preach that love stuff. Love is not judging anybody. Like, it's just not. You loving that person for who they are, and you want them to be better. You want them to grow. That's what church is about, and y'all losing that. Y'all focus on all the wrong things. It's trash. It's trash. Price says they're ignorant. Tiara says, folks forget everyone falls down and goes through trials and tribulations. Church is for us to turn our blessings to the Lord and anoint in his name. Church nowadays is keeping up with the Joneses. Child. Correct. It's for your own salvation in my sister churchy voice. I can't say it, y'all. Oh my gosh, for real. My dad's church stay full of drama. I feel like reincarnation is true. Tierra says reincarnation is true. I don't know. I don't think that you die and come back as other people. I just don't feel that you would go through a whole life having families and building relationships just to end it, forget it, and move on to the next. I don't know. Tierra says glass houses is around for us all. That's facts. Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Period. Don't talk about, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. The bettering, the empowering, and the growth and the maturity and the blessings for yourself. You first. Inward. Like, put a mirror up. Once you start judging somebody else, put a mirror up in front of you. Make sure that your face is nice and clean, your hands not dirty, all of that. Make sure all your stuff is in order before you go ahead and judge somebody else, because 9.99999 times out of 10, there's something wrong with you. Like, without a doubt, there's something wrong with you before you over here judging somebody else. So let's just keep it a buck. Keep it absolutely funky. And then in regards to the reincarnation thing, like, that makes sense as far as like building this whole family dynamic, and then like you die and then like you come back as somebody else and like do it all over again. Like, why
You're saying why would that happen?
Why would that happen? Like, why would that happen? Because God is giving. All right, so if you only live once, how with reincarnation? Like,
I mean, that's the whole thing. Not everybody believes in God.
Right. I know.
And so that means not everybody believes you only live once.
That's true.
So it's like other religions believe in reincarnation, but it's not like I'm gonna go off and be like, oh, I'm this religion.
Right.
I'm labeling myself as indifferent. You know,
you're indifferent right now.
So I can't label myself to be a part of this religion or that religion, because I'm taking bits and pieces of every religion
and kind of making it your own thing.
Yeah, because like I believe some things from here, but I believe other things from here, and like, oh,
but do any of those ideas and ideologies and whatever the case may be, don't they conflict sometimes at all?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I believe in.
Wow. Okay.
Christianity. You know what I believe in the Christian Bible? Come as you are. That's it.
Hey, man. Shima says, exactly. And we are human. We are going to fall. Don't judge someone on it. Proverbs 24, verse 16. Yes, girl. See, that's what I love. When y'all come on here and start commenting actual Bible verses, that's what Facts Only is all about. Starting the conversation and get into the nitty gritty, into the bottom of it, so that people know exactly where we're coming from with this stuff. Like, where are we going to find it if we're not looking for it? Like, how? If we're not having these discussions, if we're not having these conversations, if we're not opening up about this stuff, because a lot of people get really scared about talking about religion and stuff like that, even to the point where I don't even claim religion. Like, I don't like the word religion. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm connected to the Most High. Jesus Christ, Jehovah, whatever you want to call him, you call him by a name. You call him by a name. So whatever name it is for you, good. As long as you know that there's a higher power, somebody bigger than you, somebody who will humble that behind in a second. That's all. That's what it's all about, really. Like, that's what the main focus of it is. Like, y'all getting too big for y'all britches out here. And when the world comes to an end and y'all stumbling to find the truth, or y'all stumbling to find stability, it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. Tati says, I just don't feel like if I have kids, I'm going to die and forget them. It's weird. I don't know what happens, but I hope I don't forget my family. No, I feel you.
That's what I'm saying. Thoughts can't just disappear like that.
But you're dead.
That don't matter.
All right. Yes, it do. All right. So the thing about it is, again, we can't say what happens because
I'm just going to say this. Your thoughts are really like your spirit talking.
Okay.
So, feel me, when you die, your spirit is still there. So they still got all the thoughts up in there. So you just, chilling with your thoughts, I don't feel like you're going to lose everything. You just can't. Like, no way. Because sometimes, even like the people who just died, sometimes they be showing up in your dream. And you coming to visit me. So it's your spirit coming into my dream, and nah, they just don't go away. I don't think so.
I hear you.
So I can't agree. If the Bible says that they do go away, I disagree.
Well, the Bible doesn't really specify like thought. Well, no, they do. I think like thoughts and memories. Like there's no thinking. There's no feeling. There's no nothing. Like you're dead. Like you don't exist anymore. You're gone. You're gone.
Like, yes, I may be gone in the physical sense, but in the spiritual sense, I don't think so. They say your spirit lives on forever. That sounds true.
Okay, I'm gonna look more into it because I feel like there's a specific chapter and verse for all of that. Actually, we could talk about that. And just for like Shima gave me a verse, Proverbs 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. That's true. If you're really trying, you're gonna fall. You're going on this journey, this Christ walk, this Muhammad walk. I don't know the other types of walks out there, but if you just walking with your most high, your greater, your higher power, your higher being or whatever, if you're walking with that person, things are gonna be hard. Things are going to be hard. People are going to come at you from left and right and try to shake you and make you feel like what you believe is wrong, and it's crazy for you to want to preach love and happiness and joy and positivity and breathe life into other people. People are going to try and drag you away from that, but it's a part of your journey. It's a part of your testimony. It's a part of your story. And your story is worth being told. That's why you're still here. That's why you're still alive. That's why you go through the suffering. That's why you go through the hardships, the trials, the tribulations. That's why that's your purpose. Your purpose is to live a life that's worth sharing with other people. Do things that matter. That's actually a devotional that I'm doing. If you don't have the YouVersion Bible app yet, you need to get it. They have devotionals based on different things that you could look through, and it's like day by day little blurbs of things that you could read, and then they give you Bible verses to go along with it. And I'm doing one called doing things that matter. Do things that matter. And you have to wake up every day and do something that matters for the entire world, for yourself, for your family, whatever the case may be. Like Tira said, yes, listen to Donnie McClurk and he'll preach it to you in song. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall. You're not gonna down, but we get up. Oh yeah. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down. All right. But you didn't stay there. All right. Anyway, Donnell says, yes, Chelsea, we have some homework to do because I want a better understanding and be able to back things up with scripture. Again, that is what Facts Only is all about. Like, Facts Only is about finding the scripture to back it up, because people make it seem like I'm just saying things because that's what I believe and that's how I feel. Like, no, like, it's in the Bible, okay? The instruction book for your life.
But remember, not everyone reads the Bible.
The Bible is like the #1 sold book, or actually the #1 stolen book. That's really sad.
No, I mean, like, there's different Bibles for different religions, so they all say something different.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's different, like, they word a lot of things differently, and I was having that conversation with somebody else where it's just like they want to go to like the original Bible, like before things were like taken out and updated and stuff like that. So I want to get to that point too. I have the 1611 Bible, but I'm not sure if it's the right one. I think it might be.
There's a lot of grammatical errors in it. It's gotta be right.
All right, Bert. All right. Grammatical errors, though. Jesus. But again, I'm going to continue to do my research and look into stuff like this, bring more questions up like this so we can have this dialogue, so we can talk these things through, because we got to get our minds moving and grooving and stuff like that. We touching on about 50 minutes, almost an hour. I have another podcast to do today. Got Damn Mondays. Shout outs to y'all. I'm going to be doing their podcast tonight at 9. I think they post their episodes every Monday. So not this Monday's episode, but whenever Monday they tell me it's going to air, that's when it'll air. So I'll let you guys know about that. And I'll continue to share their links in their, I think they have a Facebook page as well. So I'll share that with y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in. Was I about to say something else or no? I don't think I was. I don't think I was. But yeah, facts only. This is what it's all about. We're supposed to be talking about stuff and getting stuff done. Okay, stop. Price says, people read the Bible. Do they understand the Bible? Snaps for that, Price, because that's a fact. A lot of people don't understand what they're reading. And a lot of people think that the Bible is up for interpretation when it's really not. And that's how it's going to get them screwed up, because God is giving you like specific instructions and you kind of taking it and applying it to your life. The Bible's not a one size fits all kind of thing. Well, no, it is. It's one size fits all, but it's not like adjustable.
It's like, stick to this.
This is what I mean, and this is only what I mean, and don't try to, don't be doing all that. No.
It's like, don't do anything that I didn't say in here. That's a lot harder. It's easier said than done. But I mean,
it's not that hard.
Okay.
It's not.
Not for a lot of people.
It's sad because the point, like the main point, and I was reading it the other day too, like they were asking Jesus or Christ or whatever you want to call him. They were asking him, what is the most important, like, law? Like, what's the most important commandment that you got? Like, what is the most, like, out of all of them, like, what's the most important Bible verse or whatever? So he goes, it's the love your neighbor joint. Like, love your neighbor. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And when they say friends, it's not really like people that you consider like friends, because friends do a lot of weird stuff, but it's just like, just love for your fellow man in general. Like,
I mean,
the thing that makes him happiest is if you could love one another. That's it.
You try, but then it's like, if it's not reciprocated, what you supposed to do?
You still tried. You continue to love them, but you don't have to sit there and force it.
There's some people I don't love, but we'll talk
about
that another time. I'm just saying, I can't be saying I love everybody.
We talked about that the first episode. You can't be mean.
I'm not being
It's
mean.
A different type of love at that point. It's the love your neighbor type shit. Sorry for cursing. It's the love your neighbor stuff. See, Matthew 22, verse 36 through 40.
But I mean, like, are they just necessarily talking about people you know?
Personally? No, your neighbor. So everybody is your neighbor.
I'm not going for that.
Brooke. I'm not going for that.
I can't say that I love Trump with a straight face.
Oh my God. All right. So somebody had a bumper sticker and it was like, love Trump's hate. Get it?
Or
love Trump's hate. Like, love overpowers hate, but love trumps his hate.
Yes, I hear what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to. Love conquers all. Love trumps hate.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah. I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. She said, I agree with Brooke. Can't love everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all so mean. Y'all being mean.
I don't use the love.
I understand that, but there's a reason for that as well. And once we understand truly what love is,
Like caring about somebody's well-being.
You can't care about everybody's well-being. That's what you said?
Not if they don't care about mine.
That's no. You gotta be a better person.
It has to be reciprocated.
It's not always gonna be reciprocated. So what do you do then? You just don't love them. You don't care.
Yes.
That's awful.
All right, think about it like this, right? If your life was on the line and the only person that could save your life is a racist person, you think they save your life? Hell no. Kill her. It's a wrap. Like, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, I still love you though. No.
But the thing about it is, all right, so this is the reason.
You made me die.
This is the reason why you got to do it. Because that, all right, so the reason why we have to do stuff like that is because that's what Jesus did. What would Jesus do? That's what he did. That's exactly what he did. Because they put him in front of a dude who was wreaking Barabbas was his name. Barabbas. They put him in front of Barabbas or him and Barabbas in front of the people. Who do you want? So Barabbas was over here causing ruckus, stealing from people. I think he was raping people and doing all this extra stuff. Just a whole terror to the community as a whole. They said, who do you want? Y'all want Barabbas or y'all want Jesus? They was like, put Jesus on the cross. We don't want him. This dude over here killing us and raping us and doing all this other stuff. But we'd rather have him come down here than to have Jesus, who was just telling us to love one another and wash each other's feet and feed each other and be nice. God, like, Jesus gave y'all all this love and all this other stuff, and y'all would rather choose a dude who was over here causing hell on earth for them instead of saving Jesus. Like, that's why we got to do that. We have to live our lives like Christ lived his life.
Times have changed since 1600 BC.
The sad part about it is it's not.
Or AD. Or
it hasn't.
It has.
Times have not changed. That's the sad part. Times have not changed.
It has.
They have not changed, bro.
I mean, we got daylight savings now. And, you know, I don't think they had daylight savings back then.
Not daylight savings.
The times just changed. We sprang forward.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, things just aren't the same.
Things aren't the same, but are the same at the same time. Isn't that crazy? That's bugged out.
I don't know, man.
That's bugged out.
I mean, let's just say this. Believe what you want to believe. Don't let nobody tell you can't believe what you want to believe.
That's
because, I mean, it's your life.
It is.
So just live it.
Live your life. Live it to the fullest. Be happy.
To the best of your ability. And, I mean, if you want to hate somebody...
Brooke, do not. Don't you dare.
Love everybody.
All right.
Here we go.
You was not about to be on my show talking about some go hate somebody. I'm gonna kick you right out. Heck no. Okay. All right. So Matthew 22, verse 36 through 40. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. All the laws are based off of you loving the Lord with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. And the second part of that is loving your neighbor like you love yourself. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And if you can't do that, because I mean, that's a self-inflicted wound, to be honest, because if you're doing something to me, that must be how you want it to be done unto you, right? So when somebody gives you what you give them, don't be mad about it. That I agree with. That's fair. That's real fair. Shima says, easier for some to embrace the hate instead of the love. We get really squirrely when someone is trying to show us love. That's true too. That's true too. A lot of people reject love because they don't know what it feels like, looks like, any of that. So it's tough. It's really tough to love some people. A lot of people turn away love like it's the plague. Like they're scared of love. A lot of people in this generation, actually not even just this generation, young, old, all of that. People are scared to be loved. People turn away love. They don't know if love is genuine because love or something that was dressed up to look like love hurt them in the past. And that's really, really sad. And that's exactly where a lot of people are with it right now, where they can't trust people.
Yeah, because a lot of people like to show fake love.
I got people.
So it's like,
up to my
it's kind of hard to decipher what's fake from what's real, because people are some really good actors and actresses out here nowadays. So it's like,
you got to pray for a spirit of discernment. That's what that is, actually, to kind of weed people out and know who's real and who's genuine and who's not and stuff.
It's like, I know
hard.
who's genuine in my
life.
It's
a practice.
So it's just like, when you are like a person on the sidelines and you come up to me doing all that extra stuff, I'm gonna be like, all right, you're doing the most. You're gonna need to calm down just a little bit.
But that's because that's what makes you comfortable, though. When people are like that off rip, it makes you uncomfortable. Doesn't mean that they're any less genuine, though. Because what if they really are that type of person who just wants to just give you love? You would turn it down. That's the sad part. You would turn it down because you don't think it's genuine, because you don't feel like people are like that.
I would want them to tone it down before I just turn it down. Okay. You know? Like,
fair. See if you can give it to me a little bit less, and then give me some anchor. All right, fair. That's fair. Perfectly fair.
I'm not just gonna be like, no. But like, if you coming at me like
full-fledged, hard body, all right,
gotta take that 10 down to maybe like a 3, because I'm not with it right now.
Brooke takes a while to warm up. She's the ice queen.
Yeah,
she's the ice queen. The warm up real slow on that one. It's gonna take a little while.
I've turned on people off rip.
She's very good at it. That's a thing.
But that's only because I need that time to build up to it. Like, we gonna get to know each other. I'm gonna get comfortable with you before anything
you pressure me into anything just because your feelings are overwhelming and what you're doing is overwhelming. I feel you.
So it's like, just give me a minute. I'll warm up to it eventually. I'm not saying it's gonna take years or anything. Like, just give me some time.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right, y'all. Well, that was another successful show. Thank you for everybody who tuned in, had your comments, had your questions. All of y'all, I really appreciate y'all every Monday. Y'all are the best. Again, so I'm gonna run down the questions for the people who tuned in later on or whatever. Is suffering a necessary part of the human condition? What would people who never suffered be like? Does hardship make a person stronger? If so, under what conditions and at what point is it too much hardship? If not, what does make a person stronger? And then that final question that we really went ham on is, will religion ever become obsolete? So, tune into Facts Only every Monday, 7:30-ish. Sometimes I'll be late. I had to get my baby hairs and check, baby hairs, but my edges fleeked though. My edges there. They there. Sister girl, Brooke Alexis, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna download the video, upload the video, YouTube, subscribe, Mixcloud, all them things there. Like and share on all them things. Tell your friend, to tell them friend, to tell them mama, tell them papa, and all them people there. For my Yankee people, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mom, to tell their dad, to tell everybody to watch Facts Only every Monday, 7:30, live on Facebook with my squad. All right, y'all. Goddamn Mondays. I have to go record that now. They told me to be there at 9. It's 8:46 and I'm gonna be late, so
peace out.
Later, y'all. I guess I want to end the